We're going to get right to your questions. The first one will be from Ryan Aber. He's with
Yes,
the
sir.
Oklahoman. And then we'll go to Eric Bailey. Ryan?
Yeah, Trajan, good talking to you again. What was last year like for you, and just how frustrating was that process with not being able to get out on the field until later in the season, especially when you see, the other guys who were suspended at the same time able to return earlier?
I mean, it was a long, stressful type of situation, but again, it was just an obstacle again. I've had multiple obstacles that I can't face, and it was a long learning experience. It was I learned a lot through just watching and helping my team, and again, it was like I had to take what I had learned and turn the negative into something positive. And again, it was just a long learning experience, and I was able to take things little by little, and again, just stay out there and help my team just do what I can do at the time I can.
Appreciate it, Trajan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Eric Bailey, Tulsa World, and then Joe Bettner.
Hey, Trajan, it's good to see you again, man.
Yes, sir.
Wanted to ask you just how tough was it going back to before that LSU game, just to hear that news, and who was your who encouraged you the most during that time to keep your head up and power through it?
I had a lot of people come to me, but more of my inner circle was probably more of my family members. Again, probably some of the coaches, but again, I didn't go through that process alone. I didn't go through that hurt alone. My two teammates that I had went through it with, we built stuff from that. And again, like I said, it was a long learning experience, but again, we built the church. We built, ties through, that's gonna last forever just from this situation. And just having all three of us being in the same situation, and when they got news that they were playing, and I was, of course, I was happy, but they were the dudes to come back to me and say, you know what, just keep working, just do what you got to do. We know this is food for, this is this and that, and we know this ain't right, but now they kept me going, and I just appreciate that for them.
Trajan, thanks a bunch. Have a good weekend, man.
Of course.
Joe Bettner, Norman Transcript, and then Jason Kersey.
Trajan, now that you're in a position to play, and with spring ball being underway, can you just tell us a little bit about what your mindset is going through this spring practice, and if there's any major goals you have as you finally get to the point where you hope to make big contributions to this team?
Oh yeah. Again, I'm back out there, and I'm back out there with doing the thing I want to do, man, and it just feels good to just it's a relief of all the stuff I went through last year, and some of those guys were on this team last year, and they know that, so they know what mindset I got of coming in here, and I bring the energy, I bring all of it, and it's been a fun time with this group just because it feels different. Atmosphere feels different. I mean, I'm excited. I'd be excited to wake up to go to practice, and nah, man, this role it's a role. I just try to bring the most energy I can and make the plays, when it comes to me.
Thanks, Trajan.
Yeah.
Jason Kersey, The Athletic, and then Bob Prisbillo.
Hey, Trajan, thank you for your time. I wanted to ask you what it meant to you, or how much it may have helped you last year to have your coach, Lincoln, so publicly coming out and supporting you, talking about how what happened wasn't right, the rule needed to change, all of those sorts of things. Did that help you mentally get through that better?
Yeah, of course. And again, when I was explaining, who helped me and who supported me through that, of course, right. Coach Riley. He stepped in, and he was able to kind of give me the push through, and just give me extra extra words to keep going. And again, like you said, he came out with he wasn't agreeing on the whole situation. And again, I appreciate that from him, because a lot of people don't really see that from coaches. That they'll show some aspect to the media, but the whole time there's a whole nother part going on behind. And nobody really sees what's going on behind. And the whole thing is, I mean, people could have said I could have done this, could have done that, but again, he's behind the scenes working with me to keep me going. And then again, of course, I appreciate that of him as well.
Thank you, Trejan.
Of course.
Bob Prisbillo, Sooner Scoop, and then Brandon Drum.
Trajan, after all that time of being off, what was that moment like for the Big 12 championship to actually be back out there?
It was relieved off my shoulders. It was a long time coming. But again, I didn't stop working. I kept it going, kept helping the team, doing what we had to do to get to where we, was at the Big 12 championship stage. And of course, when I got the news, first thing I did was call my mom. I had to let her know, of course. And then once I saw her smile, I just knew everything was back to, we're back on track.
You'll go to Brandon Drum with OU Insider, and then Austin Curtright.
Hey, Trajan, good seeing you again. Coach Riley seemed to, at the beginning of spring, kind of call out the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't obviously a part of the whole thing last year, but you were in that receiving room and all that. How much pride and how much do you take that to heart? Just your coach coming out and saying they've got to perform better. You can't have as many drop balls and all that type of stuff.
Again, it's different for multiple people. I mean, you could take it how you want to take it. You could either take it how, he being hard on me. He doing this, but again, that's not the type of dude I am. I'm gonna take whatever he has to say, and I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna improve my game, whatever he feels the need. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. I know what he knows he's talking about. So whatever he says, I know he's right. Majority of the time, I know he knows what he's talking about. And again, this whole time, the spring ball, the summer workouts, everything from when he said what he said about the receivers, anything. I mean, we've been on it. I mean, we've been working, we've been doing what we had to do, and just staying focused and handling business.
Thanks, Trajan.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Curtright, OU Daily, and then John Hoover.
Hey, Trajan. I wanted to ask you about Marvin Mims. Jaden just talked to us, telling us about how he's been such a mature player since he came. Wanted to ask you about, his spring and how vital he is to this receiving room.
Y'all know Marv is a threat. It just amazes me, how he just goes out to practice every day and just does what he does. I mean, he ain't gonna talk too much. He's not gonna yip and yap with you. He gonna play. His game gonna talk for himself. And even just watching those type of dudes and those type of cats, just that are go getters, and that they got a different mindset and they trying to do stuff. Again, just watching him, that just helps everyone around him, and then he just has such a big impact on when he makes plays, and he just brings the energy towards the team.
John Hoover, SI Sooners, and then Barry Trammell.
Trajan, thanks for doing this today. We appreciate it. I asked Jaden earlier about you and him and Theo coming in.
Right.
The whole 5 stars and everybody had so much promise, so much potential. You could call it hype, I guess.
Right.
But then the two of you guys, for different reasons maybe partially out of your control, had to miss a bunch of games.
Right.
Can you elaborate a little bit on your relationship with Jaden during that time, during both the 5-star hype buildup and the last year when you had to sit out?
So, I say the little 5-star hype, that started, when we first, of course, got the little stars of that sort. And never that relationship been, been tight since we've been on. You know, we realized that you know, that we are those type of dudes, and we just carried that forward. And you know, once we came in, we knew what we had to do. And then just unfortunately the events that happened, you know, with his surgery and stuff like that happening, you know, we were there to comfort each other regardless of, you know, whatever happened, you know. I remember speaking to Jaden the day he got his surgery, and I didn't even say too much. I texted him. I said, you know, this is just a minor setback, you know, for a major comeback, you know, and we gonna bounce back, and we gonna get right back to where we started, you know. And him having, you know, just him being out while I was out as well. Again, he was one of those closer dudes that I was able to, you know, maybe I wasn't feeling it this type of day, but then he'd come to me, he'd give me some words of encouragement, and then we went on about our day, and we did what we had to do.
So great. Thank you much. Appreciate it.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Okay, Barry Trammell, the Oklahoman, and then Garen Emig.
Yeah, Trajan, when you got back on the field
Mhm.
last year, it was big games.
Yes, sir.
The atmosphere was so different from the previous year. I don't know if you noticed it when you weren't playing. You definitely had to notice it when you were playing.
Right.
Strange was that, and how forward are you looking? How excited are you? I mean, it looks like we're getting a pretty good beat on this COVID. It looks like we might have a normal season. How excited
Exactly.
to be back in front of a potentially full stadium?
Again, you know, just going out to the Big 12 championship game. When I mean, again, I was out for a long period of time, and I wasn't gonna let that affect my player, you know, going into the game and just realizing, you know, how loud it was and so much going on. But I just, you know, I've been waiting for that moment. I was grinding the whole situation of mine, and again, the only thing I had to do was I owed it to myself, you know. But again, going forward, man, I'm so excited for this team. Again, man, we've been grinding, and again, it feels different. The bonds with people, the bonds with the defensive players, offensive players. You know, of course, we're gonna go at it, but I can't wait for this team, man. Can't wait to turn it up.
Okay, Garen Emig, Tulsa World, and then James Hale.
Mr. Bridges, you doing okay?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. You mentioned Coach Riley's support, and he obviously spoke out very boldly about your situation and just the overall policy last year. I want to hear from the player as well on that. It seems like it's only fair that we get a player's perspective. Is there something you would like the NCAA or the powers that be to know about just their attitude toward you know, what got you in trouble and whether it's a time for them to reconsider?
I mean, I'm not gonna go too much into, you know, doing or saying some sort of thing that they are gonna have to, you know, go around this so it's not different for other people or anything like that. But it's just, you know, it was just an unfortunate event that of course happened to me, and you know, I couldn't do anything but, you know, learn from it, you know. And I mean, you just never know what people really going through, you know, these type of times. And I mean, I wouldn't say it was fair. Of course it wasn't. You know, I'm not gonna say it was, but I couldn't do anything about it. I wasn't gonna sit back and cry. You know, life move on. You know, I couldn't do, you know, sit on. But nah, I don't think they have to do too much. But you know, I just wish they would look at it into a bigger perspective. You know, just kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't say sympathize, but, you know, just understand what, you know, the situation really is.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Trajan, one more question. James Hale, KREF.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Trejan, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Trejan, I know for last year was really frustrating. So this spring, you were looking forward to getting back out there. You've been through 8 practices. I know the skills didn't go away. The speed didn't go away. So how's the practices going? How you doing?
Nah, man, I can't, I ain't gonna lie. This is probably the best I've ever, you know, been in shape. again, the strength staff done wonderful this whole time upcoming, and they got my legs stronger, everything stronger. You know, I got in shape again, of course, and man, I'm excited. I'm excited. This team has so much talent, and it's just like, again, I said I'm excited to go to practice every day. You know, I was never the type of dude to just wake up and, you know, 3, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, just go out and practice and stuff like that. But nah, the bonds with these people is amazing, and I can't you know, I can't wish to be on a better team.
Are you catching balls? Or are they?
You know, I'm catching balls, man. You know.
I just wanted you to say it, man.
I'm always open, man. Yeah, of course I'm catching balls. Of course. Yeah.
All right.